I'm not sure if everybody agrees with me, but I think the evidence is all there. Just look at the story.
Let us know in the comments if you believe with Rich Carroll.
Oh yeah. I think about 90% of the world agrees with me, so I'm just gonna go with that.
That's a pipe dream, pal.
95 maybe.
Radio Rundown.
Not to mention, Trent, that Will Smith starred in the movie Men in Black.
Of course.
Where he was an agent that basically was a police for aliens on Earth, a policeman for aliens on Earth. So they're very familiar with him. I agree with this article wholeheartedly.
Me too.
So here we go. Super Radio Rundown. I have Will Smith's official Oscar statement. So we talked about this last week, the whole smack heard round the world. Will Smith, Chris Rock, the whole thing. Will Smith did address the issue this past week, and here he is. He says, I have directly responded to the Academy's disciplinary hearing notice, and I will fully accept any and all consequences for my conduct. My actions at the 94th Academy Awards presentation were shocking, painful, and inexcusable. The list of those I heard is long and includes Chris, his family, many of my dear friends and loved ones, all of those in attendance, and global audiences at home. He doesn't mention the aliens, but I'm sure in his heart he does. I betrayed the trust of the Academy, the actor said in his resignation statement. He added, I deprived other nominees and winners of their opportunity to celebrate and be celebrated for their extraordinary work. I am heartbroken. I want to put the focus back on those who deserve attention for their achievements and allow the Academy to get back to the incredible work it does to support creativity and artistry in film. So I am resigning from membership in the Academy of Motion Pictures, Arts, and Sciences and will accept any further consequences the board deems appropriate. And it turns out, Trent, that they have sentenced him to death. So Will Smith will be killed because of his slap on Chris. No, that's not true. But, I don't know what else the Academy can do to him. But there you go. That's the statement from Will Smith. Now,
here's my question. Do you think he really means it?
I don't know. That's a hard question to answer. Only he can answer that. I think it's something that he had to say. So to that point, I think it's easy to say that he doesn't actually mean it. It's something that's expected of him.
That's expected of anybody. Kanye West apologized to Taylor Swift after he kind of took the mic out of her hand, and she was in the middle of talking. Do you remember that back in 2009?
Yeah, that's a good point. I do remember that.
Yeah, Taylor, she was in the middle of presenting and giving her speech, and Kanye just reps up, snatched the mic, and goes, Taylor, I don't mean to, I'm going to let you finish, but I want you to know that Beyonce is the best of all time. And he got booed, and, he was blackballed for a long, long, long time. That was kind of the beginning of the end, I hate to say, for Kanye West. Now, Kanye West has kind of turned it around a little bit. That's a weird guy to analyze. I mean, he's so wishy-washy, and you don't know what Kanye you're going to get on a random day. Probably doesn't help who he's dating either, whether it be who he was dating or Kim Kardashian or everything like that. But I mean, you look at this. Kanye had to apologize. Did he really mean it? I don't know. Did Will Smith? I could see where he probably, would kind of. I could see where he would mean, some of the things that he would say, but I'm sure that he's thinking in the back of his mind that, why do I have to do this? I'm really not sorry for it.
Yeah, it's a professional thing, and here's why would he have to do that? Well, look at this story, Trent. One of his big franchises in his career, Will Smith, was the Bad Boys franchise, and with Martin Lawrence, and Bad Boys 4 was in production, but now has reportedly been put on pause after the Will Smith Oscar slap. So it's something that's already affecting his film career. Bad Boys is a big franchise, and now they've halted production all because he did that one stupid thing at the Oscars. So, that's something, even if he doesn't mean it, he has to say if he wants Bad Boys 4 to go back into production, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's the whole thing. I mean, look, 1 minute of a lapse in judgment, 1 minute of, your emotions kind of taking over your body, taking over your actions. That could be detrimental to a career. I mean, you could ruin a career just like that, literally in the blink of an eye.
Yep, that's what happens. And I think that's what he did. 30 years, I don't want to say down the drain, but, he ruined what could have been the greatest night of what was a long, successful career in entertainment for Will Smith. We'll see how he bounces back from that. Trent, we've gone from one of the highest comic book rated movies in the Batman ever, which achieved at its high point at least a 95% on Rotten Tomatoes, to this past weekend coming out Morbius, one of the lowest of all time, critics at 16% on Rotten Tomatoes. And I did get a chance to go see that movie over the weekend, and I won't get too deep into it here. Know that there is a Super Radio Brothers highlights video where you'll get my full review on Morbius. I don't think it was very good. I'm not a fan of Sony creating these Spider-Man rogues movies without Spider-Man. It doesn't make much sense to me. But, I will say this. I do think Morbius might be a little bit better than you think it is, better than what critics are giving it credit for. Look, don't get me wrong. It wasn't that good, but it's not necessarily as bad as they're saying. It's much better than the Sony Venom movies. So I don't know if that's saying much. I thought Jared Leto was pretty good in it. I've killed him before. I thought he was terrible in Suicide Squad as the Joker, but he's actually pretty good here. Speaking of which, right. Jared Leto used a wheelchair for Morbius bathroom breaks to stay in character. So he's one of those actors that just stays in character while he's in a role, which I don't know. I think that would annoy me if I was working with him, Trent. Like, dude.
Oh, yeah. I don't blame you, man.
You're not Morbius. Get over it. Get out of the wheelchair. Just go use the bathroom. You know what I mean?
That's what's up.
I think he would annoy me, but anyway. And some people,
a lot of things annoy you.
That's true. But some people, I don't know what they call that. I don't think it's method acting, but it's a form of preparation of not leaving the role. I mean, Heath Ledger famously preparing for his role as the Joker in The Dark Knight, basically locked himself, isolated himself from humanity, locked himself in a hotel room. A lot of people believe drove himself crazy, which eventually led to his death before that movie even came out. But who knows? I guess it could be a really good thing or a really bad thing. Jared Leto's famous for that. When he played the Joker, he sent castmates dead fish deliveries and a whole bunch of ridiculous things. So I don't know. I think you should be able to do your job without being unprofessional. But maybe there's no such thing as being professional in a creative environment. What do you think?
Oh yeah, I agree. There's no such thing as that, and we'll see how it goes.
I thought this was cool. I'm really enjoying Star Trek Picard season 2, a lot more than I enjoyed season 1. And season 3, it's been announced, has been approved. It is a go, and it will be the final season in the Star Trek Picard saga. And the biggest news here, if you're a Star Trek fan, is that season 3, Star Trek fans will get the long-awaited reunion of major cast members. And this is extremely exciting. I love all Star Trek. I love the original series. I love The Next Generation. And all of the Next Generation characters will join Patrick Stewart on screen. Jonathan Frakes, of course, number 2, William Riker, LeVar Burton, the beloved chief engineer, Geordi LaForge, Brent Spiner, Lieutenant Data, who's already actually been in Picard, Michael Dorn, Worf, Marina Sirtis, Deanna Troi, and Gates McFadden, Dr. Beverly Crusher. They are all returning for a Star Trek Picard season 3. This is the first time that they've reunited since the Next Generation ended. So that's really exciting if you're a Star Trek fan. That is super duper awesome. Cool. Let's see. Going through it here. Looks like it's been confirmed when we're going to see Daredevil and Kingpin. Vincent D'Onofrio and Charlie Cox in their roles in the Netflix series, returning to the MCU in a show called Echo on Disney Plus. The Echo character was introduced in the Hawkeye series, the Disney Plus Marvel Hawkeye series, which so far is my favorite one. So that's Vincent D'Onofrio reprised his role as Kingpin in Hawkeye, and we saw Charlie Cox as Daredevil in the latest Spider-Man movie, confirming that those Netflix characters are going to enter the MCU. And from what I understand, the MCU is considering those shows canon now, so that's pretty cool. The latest Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness trailer includes a zombie Doctor Strange, and that movie just looks so wacky with each trailer that comes out. The Multiverse of Madness. We have seen the Zombie Strange teased. Everybody knows. I think early 2000s, Marvel kind of wanted to jump on the success of the zombie genre. You had a couple of big movies at the time, and of course, Robert Kirkman's Walking Dead was exploding from the indie comic scene into television on AMC. So Marvel decides, well, we want Marvel Zombies, and they create a Marvel Zombies comic book written by Robert Kirkman, the creator of The Walking Dead, and it's a very popular comic book. It's worth a lot if you're fortunate enough to have issue number 1. I have the first issue of that, so very cool stuff. But yeah, Zombie Strange teased in the Multiverse of Madness trailer. Also, we've seen Evil Strange, which was introduced in the Disney series, What If? So a lot of cool things. There's no doubt. As much as I dreaded reviewing, as much as I dreaded Trent reviewing Morbius, I know for a fact Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness is going to be super, super awesome. I cannot wait. Cannot wait.
Yeah.
Video game news. Video game. Yeah. Sorry, Trent, you got something on that?
Oh, no. I was just saying, it sounds good.
Yeah, for sure. That's going to be... if you haven't seen any of the Doctor Strange movies, if you're listening to the show, there's a good chance you have. But it's definitely tops in the Marvel universe. And, of course, the Doctor Strange character is